Okay, didn't see that coming. Hey everyone, Mark Game Dude here, reviewing Sonic IDW issue 77. As we all know, the beginning of the Scattered Pieces arc has all the heroes on their separate ways, with their own goals. Blaze, Tails, and Amy are headed to check out some of the other regional locations tied to the restoration. Tango, Whisper, and Silver are off to get rid of, stop, Mimic. And then Jewel and Lanolin stay behind to repair the area. Belle and Motobug leave to travel the world. And finally, Team Chaotix and Sonic are headed out to find out who is still running Clean Sweep. And this is where the first part of the story will begin. It starts off with Sonic and the Chaotix arriving on the White Chaetae. Once they walk around, they spot someone inside, and it does look like Clutch. But once they go inside, things look like it's all clear. But then, we hear a familiar rhyme. Yeah, it's Rough and Tumble. We all knew that. We all saw it coming thanks to the covers. SBO Monster rhymes, nodding to poetry. Poetry is super important to this guy. I guess we know why he was chosen as a poet in Murder Sonic the Hedgehog. The rhyming duo summons the robots around, and the heroes get right to work. Except for Charmy, he's busy playing. He's saying, "You guys beat Eggman all the time. You'll be fine." Honestly, I don't blame him. He's wrong. He's not wrong there. He ain't wrong. You guys fight Eggplants all the time. They wouldn't be that much of trouble. Whoa, Vector! You don't have to get all feral, dude. Chill. Soon, Rough and Tumble get into the fight. Sonic calls a time out, and the heroes call out Rough and Tumble, stating, "Why are they bad guys? Again!" They respond with stating that they are good guys, and that they're legit businessmen now. And Clutch works for them?
Excuse me?
They don't buy it, and then, to everyone's surprise, he's alive? Clutch then asks Rough and Tumble if he can speak to them privately. Why does he look so uncomfortable and stuff?
Suspicious.
Clutch asks them what do they want from him, as he's basically down in the gutters at this point. Something's off about him. When Sonic tells him what happened to the restoration, he calls it a small victory at best. He then explains what happened once Eggman took off with him. He said he laid low until he managed to escape. The others are obviously very skeptical. I am too. He says, "What? You want something more dramatic?" He ran and hid. It was a smart thing to do. Though Vector calls him out, saying that coming to the White Chaetae was not a smart thing to do. Clutch then provides a piece of paper, which is a deed to the Chateau, signed over to Rough and Tumble, proving his story. SBO though comes with a big question that we're all wondering. Why is Clean Sweep still operating? Clutch then answers he deals with robots. They're all automated. And before they ask him, he says that all the real staff, like we saw in the past issues, are all gone and quit. The mechanical parts of Clean Sweep will continue to run until they wear down. Vector is still not buying it, as he says that he's asking a lot to take him by his word. He says that he's an old man. He came back to the game and lost. It's over. He gives them the location of another location of Clean Sweep and tells them they can burn it down if they want to. He doesn't care. They'll go check it out and will come back if it turns out that he was lying. They leave Rough and Tumble, but not without SBO asking, "What business do they even run here?" Yeah, they have no idea. Oh my god, these two. Oi.
Idiots! Imbeciles!
Outside, Sonic thinks that this is the end of the case, but Vector is still suspicious, so they decide to head out to the location that Clutch told them about, and they head out. Clutch is seen watching them from above, and then he walks off, and suspiciously goes down a pole. Rough and Tumble enter the room, about to ask him how he started his business, but they don't get to him in time, so they head back out. Down in a secret room filled with televisions, Clutch is contacting Eggman? He tells Eggman about Sonic and the Chaotix, telling that he sent them to another Clean Sweep location, and that Eggman can easily surprise them on their arrival. Eggman thanks him and asks what else did he tell them. Clutch says nothing. But Eggman goes all I am your superior mode, and Clutch just seemed like he's very scared and nervous. What's going on? And he takes off his hat, revealing a device on his head while still looking in pain and struggling. He reveals to Eggman that he lied to Sonic and the others and that they have no idea that Clean Sweep is now a front for the Eggman Empire? And Eggman is now profiting off his own waste? Eggman thanks him and is glad that he kept him around and dismisses him while laughing. And the issue ends with Clutch still struggling and clearly in pain and nervous or scared, and that is where our issue ends. What? Whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay then. I did not see that coming. I thought that this issue would just have rough and tumble shenanigans, but nope. I was dead wrong. The covers tricked me. Okay, so let's go over the issue and what we found out. Rough and Tumble are still sticking to their word to being quote-unquote good and are now in charge of the White Chaetae. But they're bad businessmen, though realistically, they are also kind of being played in a way because of Clutch and Eggman. And okay, we gotta talk about what's going on here because this is big. I didn't expect to see Clutch. When I first saw him, I thought it was Mimic or a robot imposter, considering how weird he was acting. Look at his body language here. I thought something was off about him, like it wasn't him or something like that. It was weird, but now we know why he was acting weird. I mean, you saw how he kept trying to make sure not to reveal the machine attached to his head? Speaking of, holy cow, I didn't think Eggman would do that. When he took Clutch, I thought he would keep him locked up somewhere, drop him, or roboticize him. But no, he attached a machine on his head to almost kinda control him in a way, but not like mind control. It's something to keep him in line. And the reason why he's doing that is because he is now using Clean Sweep for himself. I actually didn't think he would care to do that. I mean, it's like the Chaotix said last issue. We all figured that he would hate Clean Sweep because of what Clutch did with his tech. But now, Eggman's profiting off his own tech, and to make sure it all goes well, and to punish Clutch, he keeps Clutch around, but puts that device to keep him in line. He probably held him somewhere, put that device on him, and said, I'll let you live on the condition that I run things, but no one has to know that. So you have to do this and pretend everything is all well and done and sign it off to Rough and Tumble for the White Chaetae. And no one will be the wiser. Of course though, if you step out of line, I will do something with that thing on your head. And obviously, Clutch cannot take it off. I'm pretty sure it might explode if he tries anything. And again, this isn't some kind of mind control device, as he isn't acting all, yes, Eggman, or yes, Master Eggman, or, acting like all in the days and stuff. You get what I mean. He still has his free will, but he is being controlled, technically, to do certain things. As when Eggman insists on telling him the truth, Clutch is struggling and is pushed to tell the truth because the thing on his head. If he doesn't, go on and tell him what Eggman needs to know, Eggman will press the button and boom. Oof. I almost feel sorry for him. Almost. A lot of fans compared this to the Egg Bosses thing that happened in the Archie comics. Oh, imagine this actually does make a comeback. With Clutch suffering and is now like this, I wonder how Mimic will end up. Cause remember, Clutch and Mimic were the two big bads that were still on the run. And now, Clutch is alive, yes, but he is suffering a very, very cruel fate right now. So, if Clutch is suffering, Mimic has to be next. As for Rough and Tumble, They may have control of Clutch's place, and they can now tell Clutch what to do, but you gotta wonder how long this will last. At least they are kinda sticking to their word of not doing anything bad. Kinda. So now, this story has Team Chaotix and Sonic headed for what is essentially will be a trap. Eggman knows they're coming, so they'll be in for a big surprise. Here's the question though. Will Eggman reveal himself? He does have an ego, and he wouldn't pass up the chance to brag in front of Sonic and the others. And would he reveal about what he's done to Clutch? We won't find out till issue 80 because the next issue will focus on the group of Tails, Amy, and Blaze as they head to one of the original locations for the restoration, and they run into Surge and Kit. Why are they there, and what bad things will happen there? Remember, we do see Tails' plane all red up by the end of the arc, because remember, in the Knuckles anniversary story, or the annual story, my bad, the plane is all red up, and it says the story will continue in issue 80. So, by the end of this, it should be red up maybe, for some reason. Well, considering that A, there is a big giant wave thing coming up behind the area, and Kit said he plans to make peril, that way Surge can save people, and this is an area surrounded by water. Ooh, oh boy, this is not gonna be good. See you in April.
Make it stop.